Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Erie Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Please continue to like, subscribe, refer this channel. I certainly do thank you. Joe Biden did his South America speech. It was a failure. Out of the 26 countries, only 15 showed up. Mexico was not one of them. They said, no, we don't need to hear you dictating to us how we're going to handle our business. In the meantime, you have traders in the United States that are organizing, paying for, and assisting this illegal immigration across our border. And I think it's time we start arresting those people and trying them for sedition by bringing in foreign fighters. One of the things that Joe Biden said in his speech after fumbling and bumbling, he did mention something specifically right out of Agenda 2030, the United Nations continuous living and all this other kind of nonsense, the Green New Deal. And that was an organized, continuous migration from south to north. So this is all part of the open borders. This is all part of fundamentally changing America. This is all part of killing our gasoline and everything else for climate change and all this stuff. No matter what they tell you, they are not going to lower the gas prices. They are going to drain our emergency oil reserves so that way we can't fill it up at the cheap price we had. They're going to drain that, and then they are going to continuously allow the gasoline prices to be short and raising it until, people are saying, okay, I can't even afford to go to work anymore. I just filled up our truck and it was $85 and it didn't fill it up completely. And that was at $5.09 a gallon. So Joe Biden is in lockstep with Agenda 2030 out of the United Nations, and especially when he cites it almost verbatim. The sustainable living, the sustainable migration, the sustainable economic opportunities for everyone. He's going right by their playbook. He does not care what the American citizen wants. He's going by the New World Order. Now, in joking, I had made a comment on previous videos about how down in Australia and New Zealand, they were contemplating taxing cattle because they fart too much. They produce methane gas. And guess what? The lucky people down in New Zealand who keep voting this extreme liberal left prime minister in just is considering a law for taxing cattle for producing methane gas. In other words, they eat, they fart, and guess what? They're going to start taxing the cattle ranchers because they're claiming that the cattle passing gas is hurting the planet. By producing methane gas, they are hurting the planet. So now they're talking about taxing $1 a cow for carbon emissions to help fix the planet. Now ask yourself, how does money help reduce methane gas? It doesn't. You know what they're going to do? They are going to force the cattle ranchers out of business, forcing them to slaughter their cows, milking and beef, forcing them out of business. Next thing they'll do is they'll go after sheep and then say, okay, now we can all eat vegan or we can eat fake meat, lab created meat in the name of climate change. That's the agenda, folks. I was joking, but now in New Zealand it may become law and put the cattle rancher eventually out of business because that's what they want to do. They don't want you eating meat. It's bad for the planet. It's bad for your health. That's why you have all this other fake nonsense, fake almond milk, fake oat milk, fake everything. It's soy milk with flavoring. That's all it is, folks. They do not want you eating anything natural that has to do with cattle, sheep, or anything else. I just couldn't believe it when I saw it. And yeah, so if they're going to start taxing cattle for passing gas, what's India going to do with their sacred cows standing out in the middle of the road farting? Is India going to do that? No. Is China adapting this? No. But the liberals down under, you guys buy anything. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Get yourself right with God. Get baptized, submerged in water in the name of Jesus Christ. Greg out.